Welcome back into Twin Cities Live. All right, guys, when we hear the words midlife crisis, sometimes we think of like a Porsche.
Yeah.
Maybe a Harley.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. How about tattoos? Or maybe you just get really into fitness. Maybe you want to work on your face and get like a facelift. But some of that, it really misses what's really at the heart of it.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about what happens in our mid-years, which I think we're kind of in. We're getting close. And what we can do to keep ourselves healthy and happy. Dr. Karin Ryan with Nystrom Associates is here to help lead this conversation and really kind of stomp out the myths on what a midlife crisis really means, because it doesn't always mean buying the expensive car.
Exactly.
It's a fun thing.
Yeah. Yes.
But it doesn't always look like that, right?
Yeah. So the actual definition of a midlife crisis, right, is a period of emotional turmoil or a period of contemplation where you kind of reflect on your life and might recognize that you're not young anymore. So it's categorized typically be either 40 to 60 or 35 to 55, right? So this is my era right now. Right here I am, 43, right?
Yeah.
So this midlife crisis, and it's a time when you kind of really pause and reflect on your life and the meaning. And so the reason why it's called a crisis is when it can lead to overwhelming feelings of kind of despair, is that crisis. But I think it's important to kind of shift it, and instead of calling it a midlife crisis, naming it a midlife transition or a midlife reflection or adjustment, because that really fits more.
Yeah, that's the confusion that I have, because I'm 45 years old, I'm in that whole thing. I have friends obviously in that same group, and we just kind of loosely use that term midlife crisis, which I'm like, well, why is it a crisis? What if you just, I think for some of the people too, your kids are older, you might be an empty nester, you have more disposable income, and now you finally get to do maybe something that you've always wanted to do.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, Joe got a new Harley or something, oh, he's having a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
That's not the same.
That's not the same thing.
The same thing.
Exactly. And I think it's so important that you're highlighting that, because oftentimes we find ourselves in these positions of these reflections and kind of evaluating our lives and looking at where we're at, and that's not a bad thing. Like you said, maybe our kids are now off in college. Maybe we just finished caregiving for a parent. Maybe there's been I got a big promotion in my work, and so there's things that can trigger it, but really noticing that it's a range of things, right? So it can really just be a healthy time when you have the ability to make some changes. But then what categorizes it as a midlife crisis, or what we call it more of a problem, is when you see abrupt behavior changes, or when the person is making more of impulsive decisions. So it would be buying the car when you can't afford it, right? Or it would be quitting your job when you haven't really thought through what is that going to mean for me, or doing things that are detrimental to your relationship. So, or feeling really down, because what we also know is that suicide rates are really high for women in this age range, and they're high for men as well. And so that's the one extreme end of it. So if you notice somebody really struggling with depression, with feeling like their self-esteem is down, wondering the meaning of life or worthlessness, that's when we would call it more of a mental health crisis.
Okay.
But it also absolutely is a range of things. So I think that's a really important piece to know.
What causes this quote-unquote midlife crisis to happen? Why are people experiencing these feelings?
Yeah, oftentimes there can be a trigger for the actual mental health crisis or the midlife crisis. So that would be if there's a divorce or you lose your job, or let's think about if you're worked really hard in your life and your career and wanted to be someplace and you're realizing you're not, or you have financial strain, haven't been able to be as successful as you wanted to be. And so those are some of the things that can cause the crisis. But really, it's this time of our life when we're in a period of transition. Just like we would never fault an adolescent for being in a period of transition, why would we do that to ourselves?
Right. Oh, that's
So what
true.
what does it look like then? Maybe not. It could be for yourself, or maybe you're just seeing something from somebody else. You're looking out for somebody else. You're close to somebody else. So what sort of signs should you look for that are probably put you more on that path, and not just oh, is this a brief emotional time? It's it could be leading to something bigger.
Yeah, more of a concern, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be if you're noticing symptoms of depression, if that person is starting to isolate more, if they're shutting down, if they're making kind of comments about things not having meaning, if they're making comments about what have I done with my life, what's the point, those sort of things. So really seeing that kind of social withdrawal and really unhappiness with themselves or their situation that they're in.
So how can we check in with ourselves if that is something maybe we're not on that spectrum that
Yeah.
you just mentioned, but we're feeling a little like something's got to shift. I need to make a change. Like, what can we do today within ourselves to maybe calm those
bet.
fears or those thoughts?
And approach it as well as possible, right? Because it's coming, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
midlife is
It's
coming.
here.
Exactly. We're in it. So the first thing is just being aware of it, right? So if you can normalize it and know that this is going to be a period in your life when like you might have to figure things out and make some changes and normalize that can be really helpful. What you can do also is kind of check in with yourself and ask, what are you doing with your free time? Because oftentimes we have busy schedules. I know people, especially people with kids, like that's our life for a long time. And all of a sudden that's done and we don't know what to do with ourselves. So being compassionate about that and finding a hobby, especially if there's something that is movement based or exercise, can be such a good thing. I think being really thoughtful of what your thoughts sound like. So are you being really critical to yourself about, say, your body, right? You're getting mad because your body's hurting or things are happening. That's inevitable. You're doing nothing wrong. If your thoughts are kind of catastrophizing, what's the point? What's the meaning? All or nothing. It's never going to be better. Can you challenge that? Can you really check the facts and recognize the good things you've done in your life? And then really being thoughtful to like connect with friends, because that might have gone by the wayside and haven't had that opportunity, and now you do. And so kind of really connecting with people. So all those things are things that you can do to try to approach this as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
Great advice.
This is great advice. I'm so glad that we talked about
Me
this.
too.
We're in,
You know, we're kind of-
a midlife transition right now.
we're all
and
in
knowledge
it.
is power, right? So if you're
Yeah.
just kind of ready for it, it can make
Yeah.
it more
Yeah.
manageable.
All right.
Dr.
Thanks so
Ryan,
much.
You're so great. All right, Nystrom Associates provides care in the fields of family therapy, psychiatry, psychology, and more. They have 20 locations in the Twin Cities.
That's right. So if you're struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, or addiction, please reach out to them today. We have more show after this.